Hello everyone, I'm still very tired and yeah, I did a half filming of the advent calendar. I still haven't got to that because my head just won't concentrate. I don't know if it's gonna concentrate with this, but I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go and have a shower and go to bed early-ish, well, semi-early-ish. So this is a kitting down of in the bottles, the ones that I have finished on the Untamed, my cross-stitch conversion that I was doing. And I've also got this bag, whole big bag I've got to put away as well somehow. So I shall work my way through lots of bits. And the ones in these bags are the spare ones for my Untamed. So there I'm going to put away as well. So we have a tray. We have a funnel should we need it. And there we go. Let's crack on then, shall we? I haven't got the mat on. The iPad. Oh, God. Light pad on because, well, it's too bright. Oh, dear. Right, let's start as we mean to go on. Let's go for here. 100s. Right, so we've got 159. Yeah. I've got some in there. Is that the same? Oh dear, it's different, isn't it? Oh well, so I'm going to put them in like that. Oh dear. These bags are slightly too big, so I'm going to fold it down that way and it can go in. 163. That's the thing, because some of these are Diamond Art Club diamonds and some are, you know, Ever Moment and Smith's beads, and golly, that's getting a bit thing. Right, 163, nothing in there, so that's all right. So I can just throw these in, just like that. And I can take this off. I'm not going to take them, oh, maybe I'll do those later. Yeah, I might just do those later. I'm not going to take the one off the sides because I think they're going to be quite handy to have if I can, but they might not be. I might take them off at some point or just leave them on. 163. Right, so, oh, good God, 161. Nothing in there. And that is kind of like the good thing, really, is because, oh dear, I need a box, don't I? Let's just put that there. Take, oh God, nearly emptied them out. That one there. There and there we go. And just under the table I've got my little box where I'm keeping all these ones on, and if I can take them off I will, but I know they don't want to come off a lot of the time. No. Oh dear, and that box is already getting full because I found some more bags somewhere. Right, so that's that. That's 161. Now let's do 300s, shall we? 310. Now I know I've got a big bag of 310 somewhere, or I did have, but well, for now I should put them in here. See, so what happens now is I'm putting these all back into my storage box. Some I know will not fit in because they are a little too big, and then I will be what's the word, using them then to kit up the next, you know, cross-stitch conversion. But let's fold that in half. 317 and 319. Oh dear. Yep, they're the same. Yes, so yeah, I've been listening to these podcast stories and I'm gutted, and that's how they get you. And having read some of the other comments from other people, it's like, oh dear, I'm not going down that path. So I've invested some time in listening to 2 lots of stories now. I've got up to the mark where they are at, and it did say it unlocks every day, but it mainly wants you to pay. So I'm a little bit confused. I've got to work this out, because if I have to pay, then that's it. That, you know, they've got me really, because I'm so like, this story is actually quite interesting. I'd quite like to see where this goes. But no, I'm not going to do it if I have to pay. It's bad enough having to listen to the bloody advert in between of Albion is the master and Albius dog and going off side of the road and stuff, and how cars parking on pavements are danger to him with his blind dog and this little old lady in a wheelchair. So no, I think I've paid enough with listening to those constantly every 10 minutes. 319. So the end of diamond painting DIY November. My God. DIY DP Nov 23. Oh dear. I'm tune in tomorrow night and see what gives. Oh, I've got the dentist tomorrow. Oh shoot. Oh God. Got too many things that I've lost a letter that I need to tell me where I've got to be on a certain day. And yeah, that's around here somewhere. And I just don't know what I've done with things. Right, 319 can go there. 320 and 326. There's 320. Empty again. See, a lot of these have been empty because I emptied them so I could get the colours together. Use my colours first that I had. And then buy in what I didn't have. So now I'm just refilling everything. Right. $3.20. $3.26. Another empty pot. Oh dear. Well, we've had another little smattering of snow, which is like, oh God, we're at that time of year again, aren't we? 356. Now, if you've got any questions or anything you want to sort of know, please write them down below in the comments and give me something to natter on about. Now, who was it? I want to say Zesty, but I could be wrong, and if so, I'm so sorry. It's brain fog again. It's like you can look at something, read it over and over and over and over again, and literally within the same second or the next second on, completely gone, forgotten. It's just gone, and it's horrible, that bit. So, but either way, they wanted to know, a random question it is, it's like what it's like to live in the UK under a monarchy. The thing is, with the monarchy that we have, is it's not, they don't really hold any power as such. They're more the face of Britain, you know. They have no constitutional powers. They don't do, you know, yes, they are informed of certain things because, you know, they have to be, but they don't really have a say. They can sort of comment, but what they say is not taken into law. It's you know, that's down to the government, a bloody crap government. But so yeah, it's a pretty hard one. And as for one, I'm not really... When the Queen was alive, it was a different kettle of fish. She was the only sort of monarchy that we ever sort of knew. And she was the face, and she was the stalwart of it. She was the backbone of this country in one respect. You know, we all respected her, and oh, done the wrong colour. Look at that. Oh well. And it was, so that was different. But now she's gone, it's sort of a little bit up in arms, sort of a little bit confusing. Oh, is that a different colour now? You know, what to do, because a lot of us actually don't like Charles. You know, he's not quite our cup of tea, shall we say. He's not the Queen. He's completely and utterly, you know, different to the Queen, which is, as I suppose he should be really in one way, but it's not what we used to. Oh God, there it goes again. It's not what we used to. So it's a little bit weird. But, well, you know, it's just so peculiar, it really is, as to what's going on. So, you know, in effect, a lot of people see the King as like a tourist attraction. He brings tourism into the country, the royal family do, and you love them or you like them. You know, I've changed my mind a lot about Harry. When Harry was little, he was the mischievous little boy, but now he's turned into this really strange person with a chip on his shoulder, I think. And for all his you know, his privileges, he certainly does take the Michael about them. 935. And as for Meghan, I'm afraid I do not like her one bit. I like her mum, and I didn't like it when they got married and the mum was left on her own pew with nobody by the side of her. I mean, somebody could have let her have a lady in waiting or something to, you know, stand sort of, or sit sort of, you know. I know they couldn't be quite that close, but they could, you know, be at least to add some support. But she held her head high, dignity at that point. And yeah, I thought, but that's only my thing from the wedding. I don't know what she's like in person behind the scenes. I know that Meghan's dad is a bit of a arse. But, yeah. And as for Meghan herself, I just don't like her. Some part of it, I have to admit, I will admit, is she's too brash. And she's too narcissistic. It's all about her. And, you know, she's like a little princess, but without being a princess. You know, stamps her feet. Veruca Salt, is it? Yeah, Veruca Salt type of character. Or if you did Just William, it's the other girl in that. You know, she's just, you know, just, oh dear. But well, and Kate and William, I like them. They do show a bit of dignity, and they do show, you know, at least some protocol, don't they? And you know, and the kids, oh my God, the kids are so funny. And it's nice to see that they're actually very hands-on with their kids. Yes, they still have to do, you know, royal duties and such. But, you know, it's still... Oh, feck. Too busy talking. Spot where I've gone wrong. Yep, I've put 367 into the pack of 967. So that'll have to come out, and I'll have to... It's only a few, luckily. Oh. It's because I was looking down here and then getting confused. Ah. Okay, so maybe I should stop about them. But well, yes. So 3, 2, 4. And as people say about the King's speech that gets done sort of every sort of opening of Parliament, always after November, after sort of the gunpowder plot type of thing. That's part of the history. It's the King's speech that he reads as he sits there in all his regalia. He hasn't actually written it. The government has written it. So it's the government's speech. Yes, he's had some input into that and perhaps some of the wording, but nonetheless, it still has to go through government, and he will, you know, it's their speech and he's just saying what, you know. So in some ways, some of it is a bit of a bloody con. Yeah, 924. Right, so here we go on this. Right, let's... Oh no, I better finish doing the 9s before I confuse myself anymore. 934. Oops, sorry. Well, I'm going to put that one in the side there with it because I can't be bothered. Because it's already pretty full bag. 939. Yes. 939. An empty bag. I mean, our history is pretty, you know, extensive. But there again, so are other people's histories, other countries' histories. They are pretty, you know, up there too. It's just that we don't actually hear much about it, which I think is very sad. You know, we get some of the basics, but, you know, for each country that we live in, we only sort of get to hear about our country's history, and then some of it is not as extensive. I mean, what do I remember in school doing? I remember we did about the Armada and the Spanish, and that. Can't remember much about it, mind. And, you know, and Marco Polo and Drake and Columbus and all that. But then having said that, some of the history that we were told, it was just like a uniformed thing we're told. It's you know, it's just like the thing that's just been reeled out year in, year out, year in, year out. Nothing's been updated. Now, I know it's history and some say, well, it can't be updated. But yes, it can be, because new findings are being found for lots of things. And lots of things that we first thought was the case is sort of, there's some doubt about it. And that is the bit that I think we should be, we should also have a blast past, you know, and just, you know, and have a look at, because it gets us to think about history and the what ifs, and well, let's see if we can prove this or disprove this point, you know, and is there any credibility in this? And perhaps we could do some looking, and nowadays we've got the internet, you know, so we could do, you know, get people to do searches and not just take from one source, but, you know, swap around from several sources to see if there's any truth in it, in what is said. Now that, I think, would be pretty good, because it also shows like initiative and, you know, and the ability, you know, you're wanting to learn and stuff like that. But no, we just sit at desks just like they did all those years ago. And instead of slates to write on, yes, we now have paper, but still a chalkboard. We're still dumbed down and told what we are to think. And you just sort of think, yeah, it's not an education. It is, it is, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. Kind of like a brainwashing as opposed to a learning and an educational thing. I mean, I look at like in Korea and in various places like that in Asia, and they have a lot of cram schools, and, you know, and things are learnt rote, you know, so they're sort of, you know, their way of learning is by repetitiveness. Teacher says one thing and they keep repeating. And say for places in China, you can understand why that is the case, because they want people to follow orders, do what they say, you know, those in power want to say, and so that's why they do it. And yet, you know, it's crazy. You know, you've got some kids that are going to school, you know, from 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, all the way through to like 10 o'clock at night, doing endless clubs and things like that. And you think, and then you've got the poorer parts of the country, and it's so minimal. And in some countries, girls get no education at all, or very minimum. And you just sort of think, you know, this is the dumbing down. This is like still back in the old times when it was, you know, when that was deemed the norm. When priests and things like that were the only educated people and stuff, because, well, they wanted people to follow their religion, so they made it so. And then, of course, when everybody started learning to read, and the priests then were being questioned a lot, they didn't like it. Power struggle, power, that's all it is. 989. Yeah, so it's, you sort of think, oh God, where is this world going? Where does it come from? What are we to do? I mean, when I was younger, and it was like, how can I say it? It was like, you know, I remember like punk and that lot. 78, 79. I mean, I was only 11 or so, but I still remember it. And then early 80s, it was like, it was rebelling. It was a sense of rebelling. And then miners' strikes and everything that was happening in the UK, and the IRA, and everything. It was just like upheaval. C&D coming, you know, being more strong, and everybody, you know, the travellers, the ones not Romany gypsies, but the travellers who were basically getting off the roundabout, so to speak. You know, the you know, stop the world, I want to get off kind of thing. And, you know, there was all that going on. There was mayhem in government. It was all change, and it was scary, but it was so exciting and exhilarating in some ways as well, because it was something different. It was new. It was a change from what we were told and everything else, and what we were being led to believe. We were like free for a day or so, you know. It was obviously more than a day, but it just seemed like we'd been given a hall pass, you know, and we could do, you know, whatever we felt like. We could rebel, we could say no, and, you know, and it was so, wow. It was like sticking your fingers up to the government, and you know, and that, and it was just mad, crazy times. And you go from that, and now look where we are. We're being dumbed down. Our health system is being screwed up, because what better way to sort of, you know, you can understand why like conspiracy theorists, you know, come out of the woodwork and stuff. And who knows? Perhaps there is a part of it, conspiracy theory, you know, theorists coming out, because it's just the way the world's going. It's just nuts. And in a way, I want it to just do it. Just go for it. Like it happened back in the early 80s, you know. Let's just go for it, you know. Let's let it just happen, and just let us deal with it, you know. Breaking of the wound and letting it clear out, and then it can heal. It's, I don't know, it's just something. We need something, because literally everything is doom and gloom. I mean, COVID, I definitely think that is just a worldwide, you know, wars. Now, this is the thing is that every new government that comes into power, it's like they have to prove themselves. And what better way to prove themselves, well, they think, is power. They want power. And so their way to get power from another country or whatever else is war, in effect. War gives them that. And it's not just the going to the war and winning the war. It's a war on finances, because it's funding the war. It's, I can't remember whether it was the First World War or the Second World War, but I think it was the First World War, I think. But I might be wrong on this. But there was, or might be some other war completely. But there was a thing where some of the companies beforehand were starting to stockpile lots of things to do with war, like tin cans, for goodness sakes, you know, silly things like that, canteens, and body bags, dare I say it, and things like that, and bombs and, you know, weapons, and there were lots going on through the trade which nobody sort of really saw. And it's those are the people, and bandages, they're the people that are going to do well in war, monetary wise. It doesn't matter about the people who are actually fighting the war. They don't give monkeys about that. All they care about is, well, somebody's going to have to, you know, if there's going to be a war, then look what we can do. We've got a medical company. Well, hey, we're sorted. And like COVID is the new war. So now it's gone from war to like biological warfare, where, you know, COVID, it really freaked everybody out. Now, how much of that was really real? Because in effect, yes, it was bad, but at the same point, look about the Spanish flu in 1918. That wiped out a lot of people. No different. COVID is no different to that. But why? Why was it built up more? So it's, you know, it's got people scared. And when people are scared, they then can't think for themselves as such. And so while they're sort of panicking and freaking out, they're being told what they do to do. And that they like because it's easier. Somebody's got a calm head and they're telling us to do this, so it's going to be okay. Not everybody, of course, is going to believe that, but quite a lot of people will. And it's all crap. It's all absolute nonsense. And so you just sort of, you know, what do you believe? But for us in the UK, they don't want the NHS to keep going because it's costing too much. And yes, it will cost much. So what do? The government set the NHS targets which they have to complete, and if they don't reach it or meet their targets, then they are fined. And it's not just a stupid little fine, no, they are fined stupid amounts, which then what happens is cuts, because while the hospitals are paying the fines, and that's even before they start, because already the hospitals already owe so much, because they've decided, the government said, well, we'll build you this hospital, but you've got to pay us back at stupid amounts for the next 300 years or so, it seems. And then on top of that, then they put the fines in, you know, for not meeting targets. And you just sort of think, what is the end result for this? The end result is that they want to do away with the NHS because it's too costly. They don't care. And a lot of these politicians have their fingers in all other pies, you know. So you've got Big Pharma coming along, and a lot of American pharmaceutical companies and hospital, you know, health authorities, private insurance companies and stuff like that. Our people are now on their board. So, you know, it's in there worthwhile because they get throwbacks, cashbacks, you know, and stuff like that. And so it's in their interest to do away with the NHS. 909, where the heck are you? I'm looking, but I can't see you. And there you are. And so you just sort of think, So with these fines, and the hospitals can't run that well, so then services get cut. So then their services are outsourced. As it is in the UK, you will find that guaranteed every hospital, NHS hospital in the country, will have and will outsource to private hospitals for some of the services. And some of the services will be done away completely, you know, or put minimal, you know, stuff. Mental health is a classic one. That one is poorly done, and yet more of us are needing it. Dentistry, that is practically near enough all you know, privately. You try finding an NHS dentist around the place, my God, it's like you've won the lottery jackpot if you can, if you have. And yeah, it's just absolute crazy. So, you know, and what gets me is that they've just upped our national insurance by 2%. Now, where is that 2% funding going? Well, it certainly won't be going to the NHS, which is national insurance is sort of for all those kind of services and things like that. No, it certainly won't be going to the NHS. That's for sure. You know, and the government wastes money. This Zoe thing that they did for the COVID texting system thing, that was a pile of poo. That was about as, oh my God, useless was. It didn't work. And how much did they spend on it, you know? A lot. Billion or so, or millions, or millions, billion, I don't know, but it was a lot. And it's just, you sort of think, here we go. And a lot of us know what's going on and what the government are doing and how they're hoodwinking us and how they're sort of that one? They are in the news. Whenever you see something good shining on and it's really been accentuated on and really been built up and put up, and you know damn well that the government is there's something else that's happening in the background on something else, which, you know, they are hiding. You know, this little this little discreet little law that they're bringing in, and they don't want any focus on it because they know people will be up in arms about it. So let's do this thing. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be good news. It could be a complete scandal. But while we're looking on scandal, because we're so fecked up and bored and fed up that any little thing we will watch and we go, wow. And you just sort of think, okay. So it doesn't matter to a certain extent what is being flashed in our way. It's just crap. Well, doom and gloom everywhere. It's all, as I say, bollocks. Excuse my German, my swearing, but you know it is. I used to and I say this because many moons ago I used to be sort of like an editor for it was an online news sort of company that supplied news to ships at sea, and where, you know, the World Service couldn't get, so people didn't have any news, you know, they didn't know what was going on. So I would basically go into various newspaper sites, which we'd, you know, bought, you know, we could use, because we'd bought like a license to use their stories and collate them into a concise sort of like little abridged version. So it'd be like 10 news stories for that country, 4 international, 5 international, depending on how big a news there was going on, 2 business, and 4 or so sport. And say when the Olympics was happening, then we'd have more sport pages, and if it was World Cup time, there'd be more, you know, of that. And I would have to collate the English, the international, Indian, Philippine, and what was that other one at one point? Indian, oh, can't remember. Romanian? No, Russian. I don't know, but in the end, it ended up being shitloads in the end. I mean, we were like, there was, I think it was Norway, it was Croatia, it was USA, USA, India, Russia. Oh, I can't remember. In the end, there was just like so many that, you know, had to do. But some of it would be sourced out, and so other people would collate it. And then it would come to me, and I'd have to format it and check that it was okay and stuff. And when you don't understand some of the language, it was quite interesting. But you did you sort of knew roughly what length would have the main bit of the story, and you just did that. And I would like so when they had the tsunami, and I knew a lot of the ships. There were Philippine ships, Filipino. That was another one we did. I knew a lot of the people on board those ships were worried about their families, and so instead of reporting on all the doom and gloom, another death here, another death there, which got to me in the end, because it's just like, oh, for God's sake, news is so boring, you know, or oh well, I can see why that's coming about now. Yeah, that's about right. Or oh right, okay, really. And stuff like that. And so I would be quite a bit whatever picky. And then when like we had the Philippines news, I would then report, you know, find the stories that would be, which I knew that they would prefer to hear, you know, because it might be of some of their towns, which I knew some of them were from, because I got to talk to them, you know, and so I knew roughly where some of them would come from. And then I would like if I spotted that name, then I'd go, here we go, and let's see. And then I'd report on that place as that one, and just, you know, tell them how it was, but you know what good was happening, and what was like you know, being demolished or whatever, caught up in it, so then they could know whether their families were sort of caught up in it or what, because at that point they didn't know. They were out in the high seas, only just surviving the tsunami themselves, possibly, and then you know, and then everything else, and you just sort of think, oh God. But because of that, and seeing the news on a daily basis, you could see a lot of what was going on, and a lot of things, you know, like, because you'd see the governments, you know, doing one thing, and then the report, and then of course, because I'd be seeing all the other countries, especially like USA, and funnily enough Indian, then you would see I couldn't do the Russian because that was always done in the Russian language, but the English speaking, because it's the English is the national whatever of the world, I could then see roughly what was going on in the other countries at the same time. So it was like I had like this sort of view board, you know, like there's USA, there's England, there's whatever, you know, India and everything else, and you could see roughly how a lot of them, you know, would intertwine with each other, on the subtler level, on the levels which you perhaps would miss. And I just would look at it and think, that's a bit interesting. Or I'd have this feeling, a lot of the time it would be this feeling and thinking, why am I thinking about that one over there and this one over here? There's got to be something going on between those two. And then when because then I'd keep those thoughts, and then I'd go and have a look and do a search, because something will get me curious. And I go and do a search, and I think, oh, there's actually quite a link between that and that. And it'd be like some company that would be sort of like doing, and you sort of think, okay, this is strange, isn't it? But, you know, it's just knowledge that rattles around your head and does nothing, because it, to a certain extent, it means nothing, because there's sort of all you can do about it. 550 up here. No, 550. Oh, that's back there. 503. And then, you know, you just sort of think, oh, God. What can I do? Yeah, I can shout about it, but there's no point. So every now and then I have these thoughts, and they just come out. So when I do my videos, you get a whole load of random. And if something's really sort of peed me off or whatever, then that's the topic of that day. But yeah, so that's all right. Yeah. So when it comes to the world, it's all a bit, I don't know. Politicians, greedy little buggers, thinking they're being ever so clever because they went to school at Eton, Cambridge, or went to this, that and the other place, gone to this a member of this club or this whatever, you know, secret handshakes or whatever it is. And you just sort of think, you're not really powerful at all. And that's what we really need to remind ourselves, is that they seem to think they're power, but they're not. They are not powerful. That is a separate, different colour altogether again, I think. That's more nearer that. Yeah, so when you give them power, then the power is there. But if you don't give them it, they're no different to us. But we allow them it. But by not allowing them to do it, you don't have to do anything. To a certain extent, I don't think. I think, you know, you don't have to be like how we thought you had to be in the early 80s, and that is, you know, rebel against everything and make yourself heard. Yes, that is quite handy still. You know, it says, oh yes, we are a little bit disgruntled, you know. But you know, if we were really pissed off, there'd be civil war. But that's just my way of thinking. Could be wrong completely and utterly. But at the same point, it's just like, nah, I'm not giving them any power. I'm not going to even think about it as such. Well, I'm thinking about it, obviously. But I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to, and it's not sitting on the fence and just watching it because I've got no power. I've got nothing like that, but I have got power. Oh God, does it sound like I'm tired? I mean, when you think you haven't got power, that's the times when you've got the most power, because you can be contemplative and you can assess things. And, you know, by telling the people that you know, you know, and they know that you know, that's enough. But hey, I don't particularly want to be taken over the coals, taken out and shot, disappeared, and then found up dead in some stairwell, and you know, a nice little made to look like a suicide or whatever it is. It's just not the way I fancy. Five, 6, 4. I have to say I've been having a really weird load of dreams lately. And I've been flying in my dreams. Oh my God, and where I've been flying to and what the things I've seen. Oh my God. I don't know what all that's about, but it's been bloody interesting. Freaking scary at times, but it's been very interesting. And it just sort of, you know, I just think back to what I think about, you know, what's going on in the world. And it's given me insight. And you just sort of think, wow. So who knows? I always said I quite like to be a fly on the wall of certain places, and at some point, sometimes my dreams, it just feels just like that. It's like, wow. But then it's just, you know, daft things that you see. Like you feel like you're watching down on things that are happening. Like I've seen this table, this big sort of conference table, and there's been lots of people around it. And it's, you know that they're important, and some of the faces are very interesting, and you just sort of think, hold on a minute, and you don't think anything of it at the time, and then suddenly you might see it later and you think, my God, oh, so that's the face I saw. And there's, yeah, all kinds of weird things going on. It's bloody bizarre. And you just sort of watch and you just, okay, so I am a fly on the wall, but what you're seeing doesn't make much sense because it's taken out of context. So it's I suppose it's just your head sort of trying to make sense of the world around you. and in dreams it does that. But it's yeah, and sometimes I've been chased in my dreams, and I've been so close. I've been shot at in my dreams. I've been nearly killed in my dreams. And that's a very scary one, because I have woken up and gasping and felt like I just missed being, say, strangled was one of them. Oh my God. Suffocated. Oh, it was horrible. But you know, you sort of think, blimey. And all kinds of things. And some things, I've got things in my hand and I don't know how I got it. And it's important because somebody wants it. And then that's why that person is chasing you. And you're thinking, oh, what's all this about? And you look down at the paper that I had and it was blank. And yet it was important. And you just sort of think, it's a blank piece of paper. And yet, why is it important? And you just sort of think, so what is this trying to tell me? So, yeah. So we do have more power than we think. And stuff. But it's, yeah, it's what you do with it. So a lot of the time it's just, well, can't do anything about it as such, so I'm just watching and seeing what happens next. And knowing that whatever will be, will be. I might not like it, but it will be. And now I'm really waffling on, aren't I? Waffling on the world, the universe, and a cup of tea. Oh, I wish I had a cup of tea now. Finished it. Bloody hell. Too late to get another cup, really. All right, 524. Let's get back to this, shall we? Because I've still got a little way to go. 524. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. See, some of these drills, you look at them and you think, well, they're a bit bigger than the others. And yet, then you turn around and look at the same sign and you think, no, they're not. I didn't need to put this through the funnel. I could have just poured it into the bag. Oh, what a nitwit. Alright. Gosh, these are certainly filling up though. 524. Well, I've been getting on a bit more on the tidying of my house. My kitchen is getting there. I've still got a load of bits to do. I've got to take off the wall cupboards. Get a bloody sledgehammer to it. Bang, bang, bang. Hopefully it'll fit all in the bin. 524. Oh, I've got 8, 19, 6, 99 intermingled in this. Ooh la la. And 5. Right. Okay. 523. Make sure I've got the right number as opposed to like what I did with 967. Shoving that in the... Oh, shoot. I've forgotten which number it was. Oh, why didn't I take that bloody bit of number out? I was short of going back and re-watching some of this and trying to look for it. Is it 368? No. Oh, well, I'll just have to go back and have a look at my... I meant to have taken that out and stick it on the bag. So now I know which one... Which colour had gone into the pot by accident. Oh, God. My brain does not work. See, that's what I meant to do earlier. 523. Right. There we go. I'm definitely going to have to do another kitting up of something because I've got my bottle box is practically full. Well, it's half full, but by the time I put all these in it, it's going to be quite a bit full. 562. I suppose it should be good at some point to do a painting and get another one, you know, a printed painting after having done cross-stitch conversions. And the thing is, November I did the hashtag DIY DP Nov 23 cross-stitch conversion one, and December I'm going to be doing the advent calendar from from Diamond Art Studio, which is a cross stitch conversion. And then January, I've got a little challenge which I'm doing alongside some other people from Calb Sparkles. So Penny's challenge. And so I'll be doing that then. Then I've just got February, March and April, and then back to May, and where it'd be another cross stitch conversion. Oh my god, how many cross stitch conversions can I do? Oh, I wonder my brain's going off on one. But well, 5, 6, 1. Oh dear. I do like it when the bag is empty. You can just throw in with impunity. You don't care. It's just in. 895. 89, 89, 89. 895. I had hoped to get that video up, but I haven't done much to it. I don't know. Oh, that's a different colour. Okie dokie. Right, 8. I'll just use. No, I don't want to use the round ones because it's not round. Oh, there we go. Pen. Oh, I don't want that pen. Right, let's see if that will work. I don't run out of ink by the feel of it. God, I've got a few of those pens. There's probably only one that bloody works. It's the shiny of the Ujima Flip, and I know that's gonna wash off and run away with itself. Oh well. There it goes. Oh, it's 895. There we go. Yeah. So, dentist tomorrow. God. I hate going to the dentist. It's that sort of time out of your day that just sort of, oh dear. But it's crazy because now things aren't as bad. I mean, during the November, the cross stitch conversion, I was diamond painting from morning, noon and night, basically, every day. So I am kind of like burnt out as such. 699. So, it's nice to be able to, now I can fit in everything without worrying and thinking, oh, this is taking away from all my diamond hours, diamond painting hours. I was going to do some more today because, as I said, the thingamajig contest ends today, but I decided no, I've done enough. I have done enough. I've done about 129,000 something or other this month. Laid. So it's been, I mean, yes, some of it I've been very lucky because there was a bit of colour blocking involved, but not much. I will say not much, because it's and by the way, when I mean colour blocking, it hasn't all been just one colour blocking. It's been like 3. Sometimes it would just be like one square would be colour blocked, but a lot of the time it would be like one square would be a bit there, main bit of colour blocking, and then there'd be a little bit down there and a little bit up there. But then there'd be other squares where I'd have a patch, which was quite a bit, and then I'd have 2 lines going down the side, which would be lots of different colours, confetti. So it's yeah. But when I could get on and do those big, clumps, that's what really helped. 890. Oh my god, how full? Will I be able to squeeze this in and still close it? One way to find out. Get it. I just need to find a painting that needs this colour. God, I don't know whether I can or not, because my card in it is rising up. It's just a bit. Now I'm going to have to put that into another bag. Going to have to put some into another bag. It's a big bag as well. Oh dear. Yeah, that's better. Right, so this one is £8.90. Yes, £8.90. Oops. Will this pen work again? Oh, it's a bit shit. I need another pen. I really do need another pen. Why? Why, oh why, this wonderful feeling. I'm so high, I swear I could fly. Me, oh my, I don't want to lose it. So what am I to do to make you feel so blue? There must be someone who will fly, who will fly, who will fly, who will fly. There we go, £8.90. In it goes. Oh, come on. You're being a little brute. Right, £8.90. Now we've got £8.98. Yeah. Are you all ready for Christmas? I know I'm not. Oh, God. But, well, it'll just be what it'll be. And I'll only be able to do what I can do. And that's that. £7.02. Next year, I'm going to definitely focus on paying off my bills and debts and being a good girl. Yep. £7.02. Being a good girl and paying off my bills. And I've got enough diamond paintings. I mustn't get any more. I might allow myself one every 2 months. Or 2 every 2 months. Because then it's 1 a month. Because then if I get 2 a month, 2 every 2 a month. 2 every 2 months. Then that'll pay for the shipping, won't it? But if I can do without, I can do without. £7.99. I've got to get these ones done. £7.99. £7.92, £7.96, £7.98. There we go. Oh gosh, I've got a few bags of these. Oh, it's definitely not that one. Oh, it's that one. Oh, that's because that's £7.98. What's £7.98 doing in £7.90? That's where I've gone wrong and put one of the other colours in. Because that should have been in... Yeah, that should have been in there. So that's where it's gone wrong. Right, let's put these back in the right one. £7.98. Oh, is that right? Because... Oh, okay. Well, look, there we go. That's £7.99. And there's a dark one. So is that £7.97? No, that's not £7.97. £7.99. See, that's more like that. Oh, no, I don't. Oh. Well, it's just going in, and it is what it is. It's for a cross-stitch conversion, and let's face it, it won't matter. It won't matter. It's just a different shade, and people will just think that that's what it's supposed to look like. And I shall be, you know, like what every other person does, and that is, you know, we will put it properly. Right, so these ones, so I can I need this box. Oh no, I've still got a couple here. 762 and 775. 775 I have up here. Because I have 2 lots of 775 up here. But the baby pink is pink, baby blue. That's the one I want. There we go. That can go up there. That was 774, wasn't it? I put in there. It's supposed to be. Oh, shh. Oh, yes, 775. That's right. I thought I put it in the 747 one. Right, so 762. And this one I had up here as well. Because there are 2 shades of 762. One is the white shade, whitish shade, and one is sort of like a greyishy shade. Right, so. And those are Smith Speeds ones. Right, so now let's see. We have 3000s. Right, so let's do. Why don't we do a crew, a crew? There's a crew. There we go. Nice bit of a crew now. I haven't got a doodah thing for a crew. A card for a crew. It's so nice to have getting these off, because these have been on for a good couple of years now. No. God, it was only the beginning of this year. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, because this is the only May. This year is the only time I've done DIY DP. Because I missed out on the November because I didn't know it existed at that point. So I think I got this in March. The majority of this in March. And I started a bit in March. But properly in May. I think I'd only done about a line in March. A line and a half or something. Gosh. Seems a lot longer. Wow, that is mad. Yeah, right. I've just seen a 3841. Look at that big brute. Oh, and we've got a 3841 here. So, I might just put it in here. 3841. Let's see what I've got in here. 38. Oh. Please remove this label. So I did have to remove it. Oh, phew, that was for my passport. And I thought I lost it because I peeled it off the back of my passport. And then I suddenly thought, oh, perhaps that's what they scan for my passport to be valid. And then it said, please remove this label. So, phew, I didn't lose it. That's interesting though, because that's another thing that's been found that I really thought I'd binned. And yet it was found in a place where it wouldn't have been. How bizarre is that, eh? There's definitely somebody helping me. Yes. 4-1. Right, I've got none in this one. So I'm going to put some of these in here, but I'm going to keep that bag, the big bag. It's coming from bags, so I will need the funnelay. If it's coming from a bottle, it's easier, but if it's coming from a bag. Okay. There we go. And I have an empty box now, so that empty box, until I get the spares for the next painting in there, I'm going to put these ones in, the big bags that I've got. I'm just taking out handfuls. Oh God, look at that one. Well, that one can go in the big one. So any of these big bags can go in there. Because, well, 3840. I can deal with those at a later date. Right, let's deal with this, because this is probably ample for now, isn't it? Let's finish these bottles. 3818. 38. Oh, don't peel that off until I put it in. we'll be having problems again. 3, 8, 18. Yeah. There it goes. 3, 8, 18. Right. 3, 3, 4, 5. A 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. Oh, Mrs. McCree. Never mind, eh? 3, 3, 4, 5. Ah, there she is. Oh, it's been so bray out there. What am I like? I'm going off on one. Tiredness does that every now and then. I just start being mad. All the good people are mad, according to Alice in Wonderland. Lewis Carroll. 3, 3, 6, 3. 3, 3, 6, 3. Okay, in it goes. I meant to check. That's sort of a little bit off, but do you know what? I'm beyond caring as we speak now. It's just going in. All the colours are going to go in unless they are really off. But having said that, that probably won't happen. 3, 7, 16. 7, 16, there it is. Oh, empty one. What's that one? Oh, 6, 3, 2. 3, 7, 12. 3, 7, 12. Gosh, I have seen so many bottles now being finished for that painting, and it is just so nice. And yet it's so sad, and I just can't get over the rendering to that pattern. It's absolutely amazing because Wei Ying looks like Shaozan, and Lanzhan definitely looks like Wang Yibo. You know, they are true, and that is lovely. 3, 3, 6, 2. So that's one of the reasons why I did it, because I just love Shaozan and Wang Yibo. 3, 3, 6, 2. There you go. Oh, nothing in that one. God, I've got a million drills. Three, 8, 5, 9. 3, 8, 5, 9. 5, 9. Gonna have to get some water in a minute. Nothing in this one. I don't know where my lip balm went. Did I take it with me? No, I didn't. Hmm. 3, 8, 2, 6. 3, 8, 2, 5. 3, 8, 2, 6. Yep. Oh dear. 3, 8, 2, 6. I've sidetracked with another bag, haven't I? Realistically, I should put these bags away. Continue it another day. I might continue it off cam. The bags, that is. Right, 3024. Don't know why I'm looking at these two boxes because I haven't got anything left in there. 3024. There we go. I think they're slightly lighter, but yeah, a little bit, but not too bad. 3772. Oh, I should sleep well tonight, I say. I hope, I pray. Oh dear. Back of my hip. Oh God, this weather has been seriously playing havoc with my back and my joints, my hip, my ankle. Oh my God, so much pain. I've got to hunt out my tens machine. It's on the sofa somewhere, buried underneath everything. Oh, which is going to be fun. But I'm going to have to do it. I should be doing it every day, really, but it means I have to keep charging up the batteries because they don't last that long. 3833. But I need it. Oh. 3833. So yes, any questions anybody wants to ask about the UK or anything else, or any other questions, just write them down in the bottom and I will try and incorporate them. So it gives me something to think about. It's other than that, I write a list of topics and put them all in a bowl or something, and every time I do a painting I just pick one out and reel off my thoughts on that item. But there again, I'm going to need some subjects to consider to put into the box, because it'd be nice to have everybody else's thoughts. I'm looking in the wrong boxes again. I really need to put those lids on there because they're really sidetracking me, and I've done, oops, and I've done these. There we go. And I'm going to put these bags away because I'm not going to get around to doing them today. So I've just got these left to do. 3808. There we go. Oh God, another full bag. Definitely full. So let's get one of these out. Oh, some of these have already got numbers on. Oh, feck. Am I going to look around for a 3808 and hope I find one? Or am I just going to get a sticky label and stick it over the top? I'm going to get a sticky label and stick it over the top. That's what I'm going to do. So. Oh dear. 3808. Oh, do you know what I'd love to have? I'd love to have one of those like an artist's drawer, but they're smaller drawers and they're about these size, you know, size, and wooden sort of drawer unit. And I'd like to have a drawer unit with all of them, and I just pull them out and just go blah, 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 there, bump. Oh, that's what I would like. Wrong one. One day maybe. So I thought of getting those plastic ones and then putting them all in there. I suppose I've already started them and I've got that one. I could get a bit at a time. How many are in each one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 30. And I'd need 450 at least. Oh dear. How many does that mean I'd need of those units? Those ones. Shed loads. Too many. Oh well. 3364. 3364. 3354. Here we go. 3364. I can't even have. I meant to get some milk today, because my milk's gone off, even though it's not due to expire till the 9th of the 12th. But every time I put it in the microwave now, it just thickens up and curdles. And it's like, bleh. And it isn't, you know, 9th of December it's supposed to run out. It's like, well, and I can't remember where I got it from. Mind you, tomorrow I've got to go to the dentist, so actually I could just take it back and go to Morrison's en route, because I have to get some, because I need some. Right, B5200. That's that one. Look, we will see. I'm going to put some in there. That's that one, B5200. That one's got a card. I need to get a card for Blanc, and a Cru. And the rest can go in there. There we go. I need a lot of that B5200 for a painting that I've got coming up. So cross stitch conversions. Right, so that's that. 3770. Oh, there we go. We are so near the end. Got two, and it's more near that one. They are probably the same. Yeah, I'm going to wing it. Wing it. I'll put in a few and just see, and then I'll add more. Famous last words. Oh yeah, they're the same. It's amazing, isn't it, how sometimes you look at some colours and you think, well, it's slightly a bit different, I think, and you look at them and you think, they are different, and then look, I mean, there might be a very subtle, but it's so subtle it's ridiculous. Right, so that's that. Put that. Can that label come off? No. Don't want to risk it. I'll put a label over the top if needs to be. Right, so we're on to the last one. So if you liked today's, then please leave a comment, subscribe and share and like, and yeah, and spread the word if you wouldn't mind. Spread the love. Okay, forget spreading the love, spread the madness. That's more like it. So spread the madness, and what we're going to end on is 3051, and there we have it. 3051. Haven't got it there and there before, so there we go. And whoop whoop whoop. So that's that one. We are done. Well, for now we're done. Right, so I have loads more that I've got to do, and loads of other things that I've got to do and catch up on, and I want to get done before Christmas, like tidy up this house, take more stuff to the unit, and sleep, lose 50 pounds, gain 100 GBP pounds, 1,000 pounds or whatever. Yeah, and hey ho everyone, I shall see you in the next one. I'm waffling now. Taddy bye.